welcome back to the Campus Ministry Show. I'm Father Stephen Logue, chaplain of Lancaster Catholic High School and host of the show. Today, we have a very special episode. It is our first interview of the new season, and we have for our guest none other than Class of 96, Kyla Hockley, president and interim principal of our school, for her first interview appearance. Welcome, Mrs. Hockley. Hello, Mrs. Hockley. Welcome to the show and welcome back to Lancaster Catholic High School.
Thanks, Father Logue. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to get right into a couple questions to get to know you a little bit. First off, I thought this might be a fun one since you're an alum. What was your least favorite school rule here when you were a student?
Least favorite school rule?
Did you have one that you really didn't like?
No, I was really a rule follower.
Oh, man.
I know.
That makes sense.
I know. It does make sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your favorite part of your new position as president and interim principal?
Yeah. So I love being back with the Lancaster Catholic community, and not that I was really gone from it. I especially love making the connections and knowing that there are students in the building who I worked with their siblings, their older siblings. Maybe I taught their parents. Maybe I was just with their younger siblings. I went to school with their parents. All those pieces, making those connections and seeing the family in its fullest sense in the Catholic high community is really what's special.
Awesome. Now, what's your least favorite part of this new position?
Probably all of the time management that's needed. So there's lots and lots of emails and lots of questions, and I do love to delegate, but right now there's just a lot of stuff that's me.
Yeah, absolutely. So to get into a little bit of who you are and especially your relationship with God, do you have a favorite saint and why?
Sure. So I have a number of favorite saints.
Mm-hmm.
St. Ignatius of Loyola is my confirmation saint. And I came into the church, fun fact, came into the church when I was 10 years old. His feast day is my birthday. He was a convert. He loved the lives of the saints, so I really kind of resonated with him as a young person. So he's one of my go-tos. I went to St. Vincent College in Latrobe, which is run by the Benedictines, and so St. Benedict is also a fan favorite of mine. In particular, I have loved being with the Benedictines and their hospitality, so that's a piece that I hope people feel and that I try to live. And this year, given all of the duties, one of my favorite people right now is Mary Undoer of Knots.
Yeah, she's a good one to go to. We're not quite at St. Jude yet.
No.
Just a Mary Undoer of Knots. That's pretty good.
Just Undoer of Knots.
I'll take that.
We're good.
Awesome. So, another question, I've stolen this from Pints with Aquinas. I like asking this type of question. What's something that you do for fun that's not particularly impressive?
Okay. I don't know. So actually the thing that I like to do for fun that's really good for me and nobody else finds it totally enjoyable, I like to sit in my house when nobody's there with no lights on and no music, just in the silence.
Just silence. Nice.
Yeah.
It takes a real skill to get to that point, and like we should all work towards that. But yeah. I think it's one of the philosophers said all of humanity's problems stem from our inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Mm-hmm. So we'd be better off if we could do that. So as an alum, what would your advice be to our current students?
That is a great question. So probably my advice to our current students comes from my experience as a student. And I was actually incredibly nervous coming to Lancaster Catholic, afraid to talk to people, wouldn't go to a club meeting unless a friend went with me. And so my greatest advice is to be confident and step beyond your comfort zone. That's where the growth lies. There are so many amazing opportunities, and it's a wildly supportive community. And so my greatest advice is step beyond your comfort zone, because we're going to be here to support you. And when I think about that transition out of Lancaster Catholic as a senior leaving, I think the greatest thing I can say is to remember that everything we do here is real. And when we leave Lancaster Catholic, it can feel like the rest of the world doesn't understand who we are or what we did. But all of this is so real, and the world needs the kindness and the goodness and the generosity that lives here in our community, and our students can change the world with that.
Absolutely. That's some of the great advice that Bob Sobolski, the youth group leader,
Yeah.
gives on retreats. I'm pretty sure I've heard it from him that people say, oh, I'm on retreat, then I go back to the real world. No, that's the real world.
Yeah.
And then we come back to all the fakeness out
Yeah.
in the world around us.
Yeah.
All right. Now, a fan favorite or an old standard here on the Camp Min Show is,
Yeah.
what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ice cream is one of my favorite things, and so picking a favorite flavor is like picking a favorite child.
Ooh.
And some of my children are watching, so. So typically.
One of your favorites.
Yeah, go-to's coffee.
Oh.
Anything with peanut butter. Peanut butter is really, like, ice cream can be a vehicle for peanut butter. And like marshmallow syrup. And I will say this, so fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, I had a blizzard named for me.
Like a Dairy Queen
A Dairy
Blizzard?
Queen Blizzard. And my favorite Dairy Queen Blizzard is chocolate-covered cherry.
Chocolate-covered cherry.
Yeah, so
Nice.
fun
Awesome.
facts.
And I guess to wrap it up, what are you most looking forward to this year?
I am looking forward to polishing up the Lancaster Catholic community, shining it up, bringing out the best in all of our students and faculty and staff, and making this place a joy-filled school, right? We have to do the school thing, but we might as well have fun while we do it.
Absolutely. That's, I think, one of the core elements of a Christian life lived well.
Mm-hmm.
It was Saint Teresa of Avila, I think, said, "From sour-faced saints, good Lord, deliver us."
Yes.
We're supposed to be radiating
Yep.
joy just naturally. So.
For sure.
Awesome.
So
Well,
let's do it.
absolutely. Well, thanks so much for being on. We're praying for you in this first year. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
leadership so far.
Thanks.
And thanks, everyone, for tuning in.